So I accepted the position as Director of a Service Center there in Redlands, California for the American Red Cross. And that entailed a lot of social work and in the community and going to many meetings. And also, as I was managing and director of the disaster services, I had to travel around San Bernardino County visiting American Red Cross boards of directors, seeing that they were properly had their procedures together for any emergency and for fires, floods, or earthquakes, because the American Red Cross will put you, if you have a fire, they will put you in temporary housing and clothing and food. And so that was quite a job to get all that coordinated, and it worked out very nicely. And so I worked closely with the County of San Bernardino and their disaster services and the Department of Communication and Civil Defense. And Don Henley was the director, and he sat on our board of directors in San Bernardino of the American Red Cross. So as this went on, we had many fires, floods, earthquakes in the county of San Bernardino. One particular fire we had at Blue Jay, which was up in the mountains, and so I reported up there, and at the school, it was at the I think junior high school, and so we evacuated a lot of people into the school for protection, and then there was an area of 54 homes that burned, and so those people were being rescued and brought to the school, and they brought animals with them, and so consequently could not mix. At that time, you could not accept the animals, so we made a special portion in the high school where they could be housed with their animals, and that worked out all right. As the flames came up the mountain, we were surrounded, could not go off the mountain, and the fire engines were backed us up, and so we were starting to get into trouble, and I had to move these people somewhere for safety, and so the janitor of the school notified me there was a tunnel underneath the school. So we evacuated in the tunnel as for safety, and so that we could survive this fire. As the fire people were then with their equipment, big fire trucks and pumpers, eventually were able to put the fire under control. Then after the fire, we had to make our reports naturally in writing, and so I was notified that we, with the Department of California Department of Fire and various other agencies, Army Huey chopper was waiting to put us aboard so that we could all go up and visually see the 54 homes that were burnt. They would take pictures, and that our report would be then final. And that took some time, but we did that. That was quite an experience, because I think the pilot was from Vietnam. Because he landed on the top of the hill, we were able to take our pictures, but then this one particular procedure, I was sitting on the open gunship door and strapped in, and he decided to take the chopper and take it off the hill and drop it down the valley this way. Then he came up and put it in a 360 degrees. I have a pilot's license, and that chopper didn't have wings, and I did not know that you could take a Huey, stick it on its side, and run it into a total circle. That was a real experience. So then, as we landed and got all of our reports together and things like that, Don Henley had a gentleman by the name of Robert, and he was retiring. So consequently, the county of San Bernardino was under the Federal Emergency Act, which was all nuclear, and so consequently had nobody in natural disasters. So they they contacted me and said if I was interested to apply and go take a civil service test, which I did, and then they had a competitive meeting with a lot of retired colonels from uh, from the base there in San Bernardino, and so eventually I got that position. So I left the American Red Cross, went with the county, and I had total management of the county's disaster program, which coordinated all nonprofits, Salvation Army, the Red Cross, and all other agencies. And so this went on for quite a while, and then as the laws changed from nuclear to natural disasters, the governor of each state was required to contact each county so that they would put together their natural disaster plan for fires, floods, earthquakes, which then I was responsible for doing. So I was able to fly to Sacramento several times, which the governor's office, Emergency Services, which was Governor Reagan. And so during these several years I spent with the county, I had an opportunity to get a federal scholarship to go to USC graduate school to receive a certificate in one of the first 4 disaster administrators in the United States. I wrote and as I finished the emergency plan with all the departments of the county government, that was all approved by county legal services and then sent up to Sacramento, approved by the Board of Supervisors, then to Sacramento, and then approved and put into the state California emergency plan. And at this time, I also was asked to sit on the governor's earthquake council, representing the county boards of supervisors, which I did. And that was very interesting. I also went to many seminars and meetings, and one at UCLA where I met Dr. Richter of the Richter scale on earthquakes, and we had lunch together. It was very interesting. So as time goes on and we had lots of fires, floods, and earthquakes, I was responsible for all the county departments, emergency plans, and all over the total county of San Bernardino, which is the largest county in United States, 22,000 square miles. So a lot of experience there. I've met with a lot of fire people. I sat on the county emergency medical care committee, which approved licenses for ambulances and hospitals. So I was quite involved and very, very interesting. So